It has been a competitive statement on who created the Earth. According to scientific research, the Earth was formed about 4.5 billion years ago. Earth formed when gravity pulled swirling gas and dust in to become the third planet from the Sun, that is, the Earth was made visible by the reason of the Sun. The Bible said God formed the Earth and the Earth was without form and filled with water. According to astronomers, the Earth is called a rocky planet, and there was a collision between planets, and each rocky planet of water contains a certain percent of water, so the Earth was filled with water as stated in the Bible. Also, the Bible states that the Earth was without form and void. It is still the same as saying the Earth was formed as a result of swirling gas and dust, and in actual sense, the planet is made of gases and dust. Both the Earth, Mars, Jupiter, etc. are composed of gases and dust. According to the Bible, the Spirit of God was hovering the face of the water and God said, "Let there be light." Scientists can't directly study how our own solar system formed. From the Bible, that is how the Sun was born. Because the Sun is the largest in the solar system and it has never grown more than its length till date. Also, according to the Bible, God divided the water from the waters. That is how the rain is formed in the atmosphere. Remember, the atmosphere is made of gases, etc. It is the firmament of heaven according to the Bible, is called the atmosphere according to scientific ideas. God said, "Let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place and let the dry land appear." That is how the earth filled with so much water had land. And also technological existence started. The water gathered was known today as sea, ocean, etc. God said, "Let the earth bring forth fruits of different kinds." Science is still yet to prove it, because of something which is formed from collision, or rather gravitational pull of gas and dust around the Sun. How is it possible to create fruits that are so different to the extent that an orange fruit cannot produce an apple and an apple cannot turn into a pineapple over a period of time, and its seeds cannot grow by itself without first going down to the earth? God said, "Let the earth bring forth grass and herb that yields seed according to its kind." From research, you cannot plant herbs and expect to see an orange tree in its place. Or have you seen any human turn into a tree or grass or fruit in the process of delivery? God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. According to astronomers, it proposes that the moon formed during a collision between the Earth and another small planet, about the size of Mars. The debris from this impact collected in an orbit around Earth to form the moon. While other planets have tiny moons, the Earth's moon is almost the size of Mars, Sarah says. From the Bible, it said God made it. In research and also in the Bible, the moon dies and gives birth to a new moon. The Earth is the only planet that has only one moon and it is almost the size of Mars. And also the moon is seen as a satellite. What it does is to show light at night. From the Bible, that is what God made it for, and it has not changed its function. Also, the sun cannot set at east and rise at the west. From the beginning of time, research has not proven it to change direction. According to the Bible, God said, "Let the waters be filled with many living things and let there be birds to fly in the air over the earth according to its kind." According to science, fish may have evolved from an animal similar to a coral like sea squirt, a tunicate, whose larvae resemble early fish in important ways. The first ancestors of fish may have kept the larval form into adulthood, as some sea squirts do today, although this path cannot be proven. It is still the same thing that was brought forth by them, because according to astronomers, when Earth formed, the hydrogen surrounding the growing planet was captured in its rocks and minerals. When hydrogen-rich and oxygen-rich minerals melt because of the mantle's heat, the resulting water can spew from the planet's crust. That cannot bring out fishes of different kinds. Just like if you are digging your borehole for water, you will not see fish in it but only water. Also, rocks that had water don't contain fish either. And also, since creation of time, water cannot reproduce humans or birds in the air, or the eagle mistakenly gives birth to any fish, and also the eagle cannot give birth to a chick or even agree to train one. And also, fish cannot survive outside the water. Nothing has changed this principle. According to the Bible, God said, "Let the earth bring forth the living creature according to its kind, cattle and creeping thing and beast of the earth each according to its kind." From research, if a specific specimen like a dinosaur is killed to the extent that it has no available kind, another specimen like a kangaroo cannot produce or give birth to a dinosaur even if it almost looks like it. According to science, compared to prokaryotic organisms such as bacteria, plants and animals have a relatively recent evolutionary origin. DNA evidence suggests that the first eukaryotes evolved from prokaryotes, between 2,500 and 1,000 million years ago. The first prokaryotes were adapted to the extreme conditions of early Earth. It has been proposed that archaea evolved from gram-positive bacteria as a response to antibiotic selection pressures. Also, under the selective pressure of an antibiotic, bacteria have acquired a random change in their DNA that allows them to survive in the antibiotics' presence. Organic molecules could have been synthesized in the atmosphere of early Earth and rained down into the oceans to outgrow non-resistant bacteria. It also shown if bacteria is one which form the living animals, then how come after billion of years, bacteria is seen as a separate entity and no animal gives birth battery first before evolving to animals, and also dog does have the DNA of goat. Or by mistakes it give birth to lion, and also if all dog on earth is wiped out, lion cannot give birth to dog. If according to antibiotic pressure, who told the organic molecules what and what to do, how to be mutated into different kinds and what will the creature look like? Who told the prokaryotes that it is time to evolve, while it didn't evolve before the Earth's gas and dust collided around the sun? Who gave the early Earth the exact amount of extreme conditions suitable for the prokaryotes? Where did they come from? Because from the only thing found on the Earth and other planet according to researcher is water, and water which contain hydrogen and oxygen cannot give birth to fishes and different animals of different species, and also heat cannot produce living thing. If not, the steel plant experiment cannot turn iron under extreme heat to anything living, instead it only form molten or liquid metal. That is how the Earth should look like, but not see living things, and also Earth according to astronomers is seen as a rocky planet, so by science it is not possible for rock to contain any microbacteria called prokaryotes except someone put it there. And that someone that can only be found is God. So therefore the Bible and science is saying that God was actually on Earth during creation. According to the Bible, God said, "Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness, let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over the cattle, over all the earth, and over every creeping thing creeps on the earth." It was when man was born. From research, the sun is far older than man. According to science, man evolved from apes over 200,000 years ago in the East. How come some humans are black and white? How come nobody was born and expect ape to be the creation to come out? How come man has a body, spirit and soul? How come when you die it turns back to dust over years, it doesn't form to any organism instead? Why doesn't man ever give birth to monkeys, or do monkeys have soul and spirit like any man? Could gorillas speak in a different language of God and be able to pray and receive answers? Can any animal do what a man can do? Can any man or creature be able to dominate its environment? If they can't, then the Bible proves it, and science helps to prove the occurrence and presence of God on earth. The Bible, also the record that God uses the earth as a footstool, is also correct, because at the war which took place in heaven, God kingdom, Satan was cast down to the earth. In the outer place of the earth shows the beautiful work of God and also proves that no living thing exists elsewhere except earth. Mars, the earth's twin, was found to have a trace of water, but it still cannot support life. Research is still on operation to know the actual home of God outside the earth. If the Bible said, his earth is his footstool, do he lives at the cloud on earth? Not sure, because astronomer travels outside the earth and finds no heavenly build home, and also if it is at the cloud, then the statement will not be correct. And also those who die, did they spirit travel outside the earth or move across the earth, because the cloud is only made of gases and the atmosphere by science will not be a home for a kingdom. But for now, it is proven that God created the earth and man. Science is only tracing us back to God. God exists and Jesus exists. People always say God forms another man apart from man. From the Bible, it was his word that because flesh and took a man's body as the second Adam created by God to die for humanity.